Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching. I am your host, the Report of the Week. Well, let me get settled in here first and foremost. Unbutton the jacket here. There we are. Now we're set and we're good and we're ready to go. Today's video is one that I had planned for, and if you checked one of my videos, I think, gosh, it must have been only 2 videos ago, where I said I had a few ideas which I wished to employ in the future, but I wasn't feeling well at the time and I didn't really have the energy to kind of set everything up and get everything, put together in that sense. So I had to put it on the back burner, but, it was still going to happen. Well, it's happening now. This is one of the ideas that I wanted to kind of do for a video. It's something that's actually, again, been floating around for quite some time, but I never really, I don't know, just never came together. And that was taking a look at some fan art and just checking it out. Just taking a look at it, checking it out, and, seeing what we have. The concept of fan art for this channel has always been, it's been foreign to me. I'll tell you why. Number one, first, you have to understand kind of my own artistic abilities, or lack thereof. When it comes down to the traditional means of art, like drawing, painting, doing something in Microsoft Paint, going old school with that, or anything in between, doodling, anything where you're taking a pen or a pencil or a brush or a fake brush or a mouse or whatever to a type of easel or platform or whatever. I'm not good at it. I can't draw. I can't paint. I can't do any of that. The best I can do is stick figures, and that's it. I recall, this is a little story that I always give. Back in middle school, when I was quite young, there was a project for art class where apparently you were supposed to select a famous painting and replicate it. And, you had these little kids trying to replicate the Mona Lisa. I guarantee you that the art teacher just did this project just for kicks, just to kind of get a laugh out of it and see how awful it was. But I chose some landscape painting. I don't recall what it was or who it was by, but it was a landscape painting just looking down a road kind of in the countryside. And I tried my best to replicate it. I worked for weeks on this thing. And to just give you a little summary of how terrible it was, the reaction of anyone who saw it was, wow, that's a great abstract painting. And that kind of sums it up right there, that it was so bad from what I was trying to actually make it look like. It was unrecognizable and it was taken as a work of abstract art. So that first and foremost gives you the idea of how awful an artist I am. So when I see people actually expending the time and energy and talent to draw or paint or do any sort of art of me, I'm taken back by it. I really am. I'm always so shocked. I remember the first time I ever got fan art. It was in 2013, and I remember then I was so surprised. I thought to myself, someone actually devoted the time to do this. And I was just flabbergasted. And even to this day, I get many submissions, even on a daily basis, of people who draw things, who paint things, who do the art digitally. And it's always so incredible. Some of it's absolutely amazing. Some of it is extremely funny. And some of it, well, someone still put the time and effort into it. So, I think it's worthy at least of taking that into consideration too. So with that being said, we're just going to take a look at a few of some submissions that we've gotten recently, or not recently. Some of these are years old, and we'll just take a look at them, and I'll just offer my thoughts. This will be about 15 or so. We'll take a look at. I got them up on a playlist on my laptop here. And we'll just go through them, and hopefully I'll find a spot in the video here that you'll just be able to see them too. So without further ado, let's do this. Okay, this is a uh, female review bra fan art. This is from the famous Popeyes uh, review, where she's saying, "Of course, my disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined." that was uh, that was a female version, kind of the, I guess, the female. Would you call it the female anime version? I really don't know, but nonetheless, nice work though. Nice work on the necktie. Got the pattern right. That was a very good, very complicated design on the tie. So spot on with that. And you could see the sheer frustration right there on her face. So this, whoever did this did a good job there. They got the blue chalice on point. They got the dress shirt there. I like it. They did a good job on that, and I think it really conveys the raw emotion that you're able to see in that work as well. So very nicely done there. This one stems from, a couple years ago, where this was made by someone, I believe, on the bodybuilding forum. And I was so shocked when I saw this. This was actually based off of a picture of me. I'm sure where I was there, and I was kind of standing in front of the door. I was wearing this three-piece suit with the round, there's a club collar shirt. And I just posted it online for the heck of it. I didn't expect anyone to do anything of it. And then I look and I see this individual made this beautiful painting, you could say, based on that picture. I remember seeing it. I was so shocked to see that. It came to me as such an incredible surprise. Just that someone would expend that effort to do something like this. So some people have said the face was a little elf-like, but I think it's a wonderful, wonderful work nonetheless. So that one always took me by surprise. This third one is a more recent design. As a matter of fact, this was submitted by someone who I've worked with on a few projects. Luke Sparrow is his name. He's a very good artist. And this one we actually worked together and made it into some merchandise, believe it or not. So this one, the Report of the Week, it's kind of like I'm in the absolute wilderness there, but I still got the suit, I got the chalice, I got my shortwave radio, and I'm still there. I'm still set. I'm ready to go, ready to take on whatever's there. And but it's a beautiful design, and I was able to make that into some merchandise, which I still have on the Teespring store. And it's also the design on one of my QSL cards. For anyone who knows what that means, it's for shortwave listeners, and that's on one of my QSL cards there. But again, it's designs like these. When I look at my own artistic abilities or lack thereof, and the amount of detail that's put into these, it just blows me away that someone actually spent the time, energy, and just pure talent, in my opinion, on something like that. It's incredible, if you ask me. now this next one, kind of going from something that was very intricate to this one. The title is what makes it, and you can't see the title, so I'll read it to you. This painting has a title. It's called "Whenever Review Bra Drops, Another Burger King Review," and I edited the one quote there, but it was there, and it's full glory, and it speaks for itself. I don't advocate violence, but I suppose in the artist's portrayal, there I am with the Tommy gun, doing business, and with the huge shoes as well. This next one, I know it's so crazy to just go bouncing back and forth from one to the next to the next. This is another beautiful work. This one was probably, of all the pieces of fan art I've ever gotten, this one has to be probably the one that I'm most impressed by. This is an actual oil painting done from the still from one of my videos. I think it was, I don't recall which one specifically it was. I remember it was from probably 2016 or 2015, I would wager. Early 2016, late 20, anyway. So one of the videos from that time, and it was a still from it. And the artist, she made a full blown oil painting of this, this video, and it's incredible. Again, just the amount of sheer talent that goes behind this. But this one, it's an actual painting. You can kind of see in the background there, so it's an actual painting on its own. And I mean, that painting is so beautiful. I'd be willing to actually go and buy that one if I ever had the opportunity to do so. But that's a beautiful, beautiful painting. This one is a more recent piece of fan art here. It was built, I don't know why I say built, it was created after I did the Jack White review. And I think it was submitted to me via Twitter. I might not be, I think it was via Twitter. But there I am with Jack White, sitting there at this record in the pizza box there, and I'm kind of just looking at it, like this thing is beautiful, and he's kind of just giving it this glare, like, he's like this look of almost disgust. And I like the addition, though, that there he is, he's wearing the tie, I'm wearing a tie. I just like the color coordination, and I thought that was just a really cool piece of fan art there. It's a recent addition to the collection, you can say, and just really, really creative. All these are so creative. I don't know where the ideas come from, but it's incredible. This next one's a classic. This next one is a true classic. The one thing that I like about this one the most is, I guess, the emphasis on the mouth. Because you know that when I do reviews, one thing that a lot of people critique in terms of the food reviews is my bite. They say, "Review bro, you take such huge bites out of these whatever, out of a burger, or out of a sandwich, or out of a piece of pizza. You take one bite and half the burger's already gone." And some people will say, you should slow it down a little bit. You should take smaller bites. And I was waiting for a piece of fan art to finally kind of give the emphasis of the huge gaping mouth that I have to take such huge bites of whatever it is that I'm reviewing. And I think that this piece of fan art absolutely captures that in the most perfect way imaginable. But right there, absolute beauty. I believe this was based off of a still, actually. I was wearing a gray, actually, a brown suit. It was a brown double-breasted suit, but gray, it's close enough, same thing. This next one, was submitted to me via email. Someone wrote in. They said, this kind of looks like you, and I was blown away by it. I mean, this one, I swear this guy must live next door to me or something, because I've never seen a more perfect, just a perfect embodiment of what I really look like than this one. This is incredible. This one, most realistic one I've ever seen, quite frankly. It's just incredible. I mean, everything. He got the pair of shorts that I was wearing. He got the haircut. I don't know how. I don't know how. I really don't know how. That's just incredible. Going over to this one here. This is one of the earliest pieces of fan art that I got. This one dates back to 2013. And you might say, well, how do you know that it dates back to 2013? Well, look at the hairstyle in it. Back in 2012. Because this one I got in early 2013, right after the channel first got any sort of attention. In 2012, I had a different hairstyle. I kind of was rocking a comb over. Now what I do, I have more of a higher part in my hair, and I comb it all back, and, I really grow my hair out quite a bit. But back in 2012, I was rocking the comb over. I had a part a little bit lower, right around here maybe, and I just combed that stuff straight over, and you could see it's quite evident in the I guess it's a pencil, maybe a pencil drawing. I really wouldn't know what to call it. My terminology is a little off. But you could see the comb over there is very much evident. So it's there. And that's kind of what gives it dating back to that era. But I remember I got this one in early 2013. And this was probably, up until that point, and it still is. It's an incredible piece of fan art. And I remember before then I had just gotten a few Photoshops and a few things in MS Paint. And then I remember one day in 2013 I got an email with this file to it, and this is really the first one that completely blew me away. When I took one look at it and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, the amount of time that must have been dedicated to this was incredible. And it's still, I mean, I look at it now, it's close to 5 years old, and it's still, I'm just looking at it, it's crazy. It's always such a shock when people just go through all this just to do it's incredible. It's something I never anticipated, and something that still gets me to this day. It's something else. It's crazy. But I'll never forget that one. One of the first ones I got. This one is circa 2014. I do like the emphasis because sometimes I don't think there's enough fan art out there actually that kind of captures this, but I like wearing the wing collars with neckties. It's a very archaic style, but it's one that I still sport, sometimes to much controversy. But there's not enough fan art out there, I feel, that really embodies that people, it's usually just with the suits, and not enough that really sport the wing collar. So this one, he got the wing collar there, you can see with the necktie. That's based off of my Cheesy Bites review from, I believe, 2014, believe it to be. And great piece there with the wing collar. Good addition. This one, you can see right there, I get submissions of all styles, everything. Boom goes the dynamite, the report of the week. Beautiful depiction there, and an incredible quote. Boom goes the dynamite. So that one was, that one I believe can be open to interpretation, and take from it what you will, but nonetheless it was submitted to me, and it is showcased here. Now this one is again just another example of it's just a really cool. This one, it looks like it was probably done maybe in marker or Sharpie, but it's just a cool, a cool piece right there. I like it. The lapels are pretty good. They're going with the notch lapels on that suit there. It's fair. This next one was done, I don't know when this was done. Pretty good though. Emphasizes, I look a bit younger in this one, I would wager. But very, very well done, if you ask me. Very well done. This is probably around maybe 2013, 2014, I'd say, but it could be later, could be earlier. But very well done. This one was great. This was a zombie review bra. Good, accurate depiction of the hairstyle. So it's obviously from the more recent era of the channel. It was titled Zombie Review Bra, I believe. And, you ever wanted to know what I looked like if I was a zombie? Now you know. But good, clean part in the hair still. Maintaining the standards in that regard, but, made sure a little bruised up in the face and whatever came to me. But that's a Zombie Review Bra right there. And last but not least, actually this is the penultimate one. At first I thought this was the last but not least one, but it's not. It's the second to last one. This is just a pretty cool one. This one, some people they'll take a still from a video, or they'll really just kind of base it off of a picture, whereas some people will take multiple elements and let their imagination run wild, kind of like the Zombie Review Bra one. And this one too. This one is kind of taking a few elements from different things. It's taking the heart-shaped pizza from the absolutely incredible review of the Valentine's Day pizza from Pizza Hut. But I'm also sporting the Burger King crown also, and I've got a good traditional fit suit on, and there I am just lovingly holding that pizza box. That one, very well done though. That's what I have to say, really, when it comes down to all of this fan art. It's always so well done, if you ask me. There was one other piece of fan art that I wanted to look up. I thought I had it in the gallery here, but there was one. Here it is. It was easy to find, so it shouldn't be too much an issue. Let me open this one up here so I could fully analyze it. There it is, up for you. This one was called 80s Sci-Fi Review, bro. This one we also were able to make into some merchandise. But there I am. I wouldn't want to go as far as to say that I look evil, but it appears I'm holding a shortwave radio with some sort of electrified substance protruding from the end of it, and my tie is electrified. My tie is electrified. It's just going down and out, and there's Review Bra at the bottom there. 80s theme though, 80s going with a classic vibe there, but very, very well done nonetheless. This one was great. I was blown away when I saw it, and we were able to work with the artist, as I like to do a lot of the time, and make it into a piece of merchandise on the Teespring store. That's one thing that I always do enjoy doing when it comes down to fan art, where, I'll try and get in contact with the artist, and with their permission, try and make something of it. Because a lot of people, they always request things. They might say, I really like this piece of fan art. Can you make it into a poster? Or can you make it into a mug or a t-shirt? And, I'm usually always happy to oblige. And with that, I try and work with the artist and, get things done in that way. I hope you enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen. Just checking out some fan art. I get so much every day. And if you ever have the creative inclination to do any, if you want to do a drawing, do a painting, do something online in a online program or whatever, I say go for it. If you have that creative inspiration to do something, make some fan art, absolutely go for it. Just do what you're feeling. If you have those creative juices, just go for it. And if you want to submit it to me, because I'm always so happy to see any fan art that comes my way, you can send me an email, repweekinterview1@gmail.com. You can send it to me on Twitter, post it on Reddit. I'll see it, and it's always so fun and so fascinating to really see this fan art. And a huge thank you to all those of you who have made fan art in the past, present, and even going forward. Thank you for all the time and effort that you put into this. It really does mean a lot to me. It's something that I never have expected, and it means a lot. So thank you to all those of you who have made these amazing works. It means a lot. And with that, those are all my thoughts on some fan art. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out the VORW radio show as well. It's coming up in a day or two. You could check it out on SoundCloud, on Shortwave, on TuneIn, and I guess any other medium that exists. And with that, that's all that I have. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. That's all.